Privacy coins mooning. Altcoins up 20, 30, 50%. AI stocks down. AI cryptos up massively. I wonder how that happened. I wonder, has anyone been talking about this happening? I think you know the answer. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you. You want to stay tuned for what was the media talking about this morning? What was the fake payroll number trade? In other words, they did the fake out without the number. What was everyone saying this morning? And what are they going to be saying tomorrow? I just told Patreon Platinum what happens if the whole world goes Zcash. That energy that moved Zcash, what happens if it moves to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP? Has anyone thought about this? Probably not. Probably not. ETH unchanged for the day. Mr. Market sleeping. Wake up, everybody. Wake up. So congratulations to our customers who just made a dump truck load of money. I appreciate your business. Everybody else, we are going to get you straightened out. First of all, what just happened? I'll give you the quick answer. I know I'm supposed to keep you hanging on here, but I'll give you the quick answer. The Fed is in. The Fed is in. How do you know? Everything's up 20%. The second thing you know is that Wintermute, or whatever the Binance problem is, ended last night. Last night, there was an uptick in the market, and then they absolutely crushed it. It looked like it was going to zero. I had 4,000 views of my morning live stream 2 days ago. This morning, I had 2,000. It looked like it was going to a zero. And that was the final sale from Wintermute or whoever was distressed. And the Fed, boom, 20 minutes later, they were in. 20 minutes later, because this is what happened in 2023 and 2024 when Powell wanted to give the current administration a final Merry Christmas before the election. Now, how do you actually know the Fed is in? Well, I've been going on and on and on and on and on and on about banks. And here's how you know. Here's how you know that it's all about the banks. This government shutdown has caused a funding squeeze. President Trump warns disaster if Republicans keep the filibuster. In other words, if Republicans don't open the government, something will happen. What will happen exactly? I wonder. He's referring to the banks, and as if you can't see by the price action, the Fed is in already. YouTube member area, Toby Ward. Okay, so crypto wealth, the storm, the reversal, and banks. And then we did reload, which is me and Toby at the computer for 10 minutes, figuring out what are we going to buy when everything was crashing. And the name of the game was we put our AI stock report from Patreon, our AI stock report, our AI coin report together. Okay. And we said, hey, the future is now. Crypto is too cheap relative to stonks. Everybody who has been here has heard this. And if you haven't, crypto, AI, and all things Web3 are ridiculously cheap, which is why you have artificial super intelligence token up 50%. You know, you have these insane altcoin moves. So you have liquidity into a cheap market with the end of force selling, and the cherry on top is that market makers are still wounded and are not interested in taking the other side of huge buy orders. Like, bro, you got to buy a bunch in a parabolic spike. Good luck. We're not going to sell it to you. We're not going to get run over. We're done with that. So who's a seller in this market? Nobody. Oh, I've been saying that for a week and a half, and everyone's like, okay, boomer. Yeah, okay, Who's a seller? How do you get stuff up 20% in 3 hours? No seller. All buying, no selling. With unbelievable catalysts and the Fed in. And get this. Are you ready? Because I bought some right before I came on the air. ETH was down on the day 10 minutes ago. They still don't get it, which is good. Just like Zcash, right? I just gave Patreon Platinum the levels for the end of October. I'm sorry, the levels for the end of November if the Zcash energy permeates the rest of the market. Forget about it. Like, I got news headlines here. We're talking about the shutdown. We're talking about artificial general intelligence in a test tube, which I've been telling you for 2 weeks, now just hit a major conservative news podcast. The software will outpace the hardware per Toby Ward, and the only way to make AI work for the world is in the decentralized universe. And all those coins were dormant, left for dead, Filecoin, Render, all of them. We put a list together. We're like, hey, here's for trading, here's for investing. October 28th. So we're going to go through what to do next, right? We're going to go through this whole government shutdown thing and what it actually means, right? What the real story is. We're also going to discuss, I'll discuss it briefly now, is that every time you see Eric Trump, and I know I'm saying the T word and probably killing my views, but every time you see Eric Trump come out and say Bitcoin's going to $1 million, that means whoever's been sitting on this market and suppressing it is done and they're ready to pump it. Like the Orange Man was on the tape 2 days ago in the middle of a storm, in the middle of the thing in New York City going, yeah, we're going to make Bitcoin, US, the capital of Bitcoin. Every time these guys come out and tell you this, that is the green flag at NASCAR. They push it around, they move it around, but they also tell you. And I knew that. I mean, it's obvious that the Fed was also coming in. You have stress, like Palantir was cracking, NVIDIA was cracking. Like these guys have Bloomberg terminals too, right? Banks have stopped lending to each other. OpenAI asked the government for a bailout. You know why? Because there was going to be a line, and they wanted to get in line first. They need a bailout because their accounting and their investment strategy is insane. Even though they have AGI in a test tube, they still got to get it out the door. They can't get it out the door, right? The decentralized world might be able to get it out the door. So we'll talk about that, right? And of course, we're going to go over to TA. I had every TA expert on Twitter. I even had guys who I like coming in and commenting saying, bro, the bottom is not in. I'm like, bro, the bottom is in. The bottom is in. Now, of course, the bottom is in. It's obvious, right? But the pain of this morning. So let's just take a brief moment to talk about this morning. So how did we get here? So today was supposed to be the jobs report. There was no jobs report. Now, what I always say is the jobs report comes out, algos trade the number, right? That move is most likely fake, and then the real move starts. So what they did this morning is, you know what? They didn't tell the algos that the jobs report didn't come out. So what happened at 7:30 in the morning, they smashed the market. Bitcoin's below 100. Everything looks like it's just going to crater. Alts were popping up. Zcash was mooning. But then all of a sudden, right, the fake trade didn't last longer than a couple hours because the Fed came in. The Fed came in, right, turning it suddenly. So if you look at the newspaper this morning, that's what I call it. Most of the talk in crypto was about Bitcoin going to 90 or 92K. That was everyone's new target. And there was a handful of people that were like 75,000. That was the yip yap this morning. That's where the media was. That's where the analysts were. Nobody talking about 200 at the end of the year. Nobody. No word from Saylor. No word from anybody. Everybody is hunkered down looking at that 99 price, thinking it's going to just shatter. With bears pointing out many chart formations, head and shoulders top, Wyckoff distribution. Let me give you a hint about technical analysis. You stuck around. Let me give you a hint. If you see more than 2 tweets about any one chart formation on Twitter, it's wrong. When everyone's looking at the same thing, it's wrong. Or in the words of Bob Farrell, the world's first professional technical analyst who used to work for Merrill Lynch. If everyone thinks the same thing, or if everyone expects the same thing, something else happens. It's literally my favorite quote next to the bigger the base, the higher into space, which is what is now going on across crypto. Something else happens. And what's the something else? Altseason. In fact, wait a minute, before I get rolling on that, I'm your host, Bill Noble, by the way. This is the market update. We're live every day at 8 a.m. Eastern on the Shorts feed and on TikTok, and we go in the afternoons whenever we can. We have Patreon, a YouTube member area, and our customers were printing before today, and now, I don't know, in the worst market you can remember in a while, our guys are making money because they were on privacy. Now let's shoot around here, talk about privacy. Privacy is now on Cointelegraph articles. It was on Cointelegraph articles yesterday. You had a clear blow off top in Zcash to a monthly premium zone around 700. Love Zcash, love privacy. My question to you is this: what happens if Zcash price action spreads out into the rest of the market? Zcash price action specifically meaning up, hard retracement, then up, then little retracement, then up. Dash did the same thing. Litecoin's doing it now. Bitcoin Cash and ETH are next. Oop, did I just pop that out? Yep. Fast Bitcoin, baby. Fast Bitcoin. And then regular Bitcoin. This is going to spread out. This is going to spread out. And if that happens, nobody is ready for Altseason because you just had literally everybody. We're never having Altseason again. We never had Altseason. It's a bear market. The cycle's over. Meanwhile, Altseason has been on for like 2 weeks. Sector leadership, right? Now, as everybody wants to know now, what's the next Zcash? And the market just told you. This morning, I'm screaming. It's the AI tokens. It's the AI tokens. DeFi and ETH are next. It's got to be ETH. And then, you know, the final move, the final rotation, which will probably occur very soon, is going to be XRP, Solana, and Bitcoin Cash. You give me that fast money. You know, that fast big cap money. Because I don't know why everyone thinks fiat currencies are great, right? You got a major city on the East Coast in the hands of some strange people. You have a government. The government's closed. And I think the worst part about those two items is that the administration is looking at what happened in Manhattan and going, wow, how did this happen? I don't know. You guys have behaved badly. That's why. Where's my Bitcoin strategic reserve? Where is it? You're going to get it now. What happens if they wake up tomorrow morning? Because they must watch the show, right? Cointelegraph must watch the show. They're talking about Decred this morning. It's kind of funny. It's like, right? What happens if they wake up tomorrow morning going, oh, okay, maybe we're going to jump on this crypto thing for real now. Market structure bill, Bitcoin strategic reserve, Orange Man's hedge funds, and all these characters got to start buying it. Larry Fink on the tape. But you don't think this is going to happen? They need a distraction because now they got Zoran on the tape every single day, giving them a hard time. And Bloomberg, which is a far left group, is absolutely right. American politics is now about affordability. The inflation trade has come home and is now on the desk of the politicians. And there is only one solution to bad behavior from sovereigns and the economic woes that we have and whatever is about to happen where the guy in the cubicle next to you is a robot. There's only one answer to that. Prosperity. And what's the prosperity trade? 50% equities, 30% Bitcoin, 20% other. That's the asset allocation that came from my friend Jordy. And actually, I'm starting to wonder if that's not 50% Bitcoin, 30% other, as in altcoins, and 20% stonks, given the ridiculous valuation of what I call the Skynet complex. Crazy. They're spending themselves senseless. Their valuations are questionable. Now, it's not a bubble because it's an infrastructure build out for a real thing, but you can't have an infrastructure build out for a real thing and exclude crypto, which people still don't get this, is a part of the AI trade. In other words, everyone's like, oh, AI is going to take my job. That's not what you should be focused on. You should be focused on, oh my God, there's this whole sector of this trade that A, no one has touched, and B, most of it's trading at zero. And here comes the cherry on top. All the crypto native people are bearish. They're depressed. They can't get out of bed. They think it's going to zero. I mean, it's just like, it was hard to get anybody to pay attention. It was like, because you're asking yourself, what's next? How much higher can this go? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Zeke, this is the litany. This is the order of the live streams from my channel, which you should subscribe to, by the way. Whales buy, Zcash to 1,000, the storm, okay? Reversal, it's over, right? Wrong. A free stream with Toby Ward. Can't resist it. We got women coming into crypto after hearing Toby. They're coming into my Patreon going, how do I get Toby? Toby's in the YouTube member area. Short the banks, never sell. Boy, were they laughing at me about that one. XRP surge, buy the crisis, Altseason 20% pump. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you what to do next. This is not investment advice. This is an opinion show, but we're going to get everyone. We're going to get everybody sorted out. Okay. Now, in order to get everybody sorted out, one of the things that I would kind of recommend, you know, like if you're like, okay, what do I do now? Give me a piece of paper on my desk so I can figure this out. Hopefully I'm sharing the right screen here. This is Patreon. All right. The links are down below in the QR code. You go to collections. This is the Platinum Group. Okay. The Platinum Group has a piece called Our AI Trade. Post-Fed spike picks because we were expecting a 20 to 50% spike, and a plan for privacy coin, where to actually buy the dip when it comes. But in the AI trade, right, I have this huge deep dive, right? Deep dive. Toby used her fictional book. I have like a bottom line. So if you need to get involved, that's where you get involved. Now, let's talk about some relevant news. Relevant news, because if you don't understand what's going on here, it's called asset allocation. Okay. So Jim Cramer thought Palantir was at 200. He thought it was going to 250. It's now at 169. Now, where does all the money that was in Palantir go? This is the thing you need to understand, because you think you've missed out. You're upset because we've had a bull market and a bear market going on at the same time. We have Zcash FOMO. I missed it, with everything else going down. I mean, it is literally got to be the hardest crypto market for crypto people. For me, it looks like stonks. It's called dispersion. Some stuff's going up, some stuff's going down, and you have to get research so you can pick the right sector and get on the trend. So when they come out of NVIDIA, when they come out of Palantir, when they realize that they've got this, they've overspent, they're accounting, blah, 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 blah. When people come out of these investments, where are they going? Where are they going? The Bitcoin ETF, the Solana ETF, the Ethereum ETF. It's like tech, and more tech. Andre with the super chat. Too late to get in on Zcash, right? Seems like that for Filecoin and Litecoin too. No, Filecoin is so depressed. Filecoin is a lead coin in this whole AI thing. So just like all this other stuff, ramps, comes back, pulls back intraday, just start grabbing it. Don't start this, I missed it, because it's up 20%. Most of this stuff has never even moved. Dormant on their discount zone for days, weeks. Litecoin, I would do Bitcoin Cash, but I understand Litecoin has that privacy twist, and that's very appealable to retail. I'm doing Bitcoin Cash and ETH. That may be a little bit too conservative. However, ETH down for the year, down for the day. Come on. This is about Web3. You're running Web3 on ETH. What other dinos to watch? Okay, well, I could tell you right now. I'll just pull up the screen. Like I said, Bitcoin Cash, that was the first thing to rally actually before Zcash. Roger Ver is going to come back on the screen. That is transactional Bitcoin, and I think that's going to melt. That's going to 1,500, in my opinion. Because when that thing goes, you think Zcash was moving? Bitcoin Cash just goes all at once. They do the whole thing. It just melts faces. Monero is also next. You got to go to Kraken to get that. Hard to buy. I think the final move is going to be in XRP. But before that, you're going to have all this infrastructure. Polkadot, Avalanche, Cosmos, right? Injective. Toby was big on Injective. We had Injective and one of the layer one as a top pick in this video. Was like grandpa and grandma in the living room with the laptop figuring out what they were going to buy for the investment account. We recorded it and gave it to our YouTube members. And everyone laughed at us except our YouTube members. Okay. So, Nano could be next. I had a colleague who was into that. Anything that's infrastructure like ICP. I don't know where ICP is. Pyth was a data management, a big GAN pick. Toby had a layer one Aptos. I mean, I don't mind giving you this stuff because our customers have had it for 2 weeks, longer than that, right? Any oracles, because DeFi's next, right? You got a problem with the banks, right? You realize what happens when this problem with the banks hits the tape. And I mean, and the daily chart of Bitcoin. By the way, don't forget Big Boy. Okay. I mean, listening to all these characters give me a hard time about this. Bro, look, you got a downward sloping wedge on LuxAlgo, right? Now, of course, you broke out of the bottom. You retested support. You made it look like it was going to zero, but somebody was down there at 100. Everybody was down there at 100. Everybody. They come back inside the triangle, and you're going to do squiggle TA. You're going to go, oh, you broke out of the bottom, false breakout, and you break out of the top, gone. Gone. Right? I mean, who's going to get in front of this when, the people who are in NVIDIA start market buying Bitcoin? And you're like, Bill, I don't understand. Who's going to come in and buy Bitcoin? The people who are levered long this junk, NASDAQ. Now, the good news is NASDAQ did actually not break down today, right? It held in this channel, but there are so many sell signals in this thing. It's absurd. It's absurd. And it doesn't even have to go down. Actually, the beautiful thing for crypto is if it just sat there. Just sat there. Why does it have to go? It doesn't have to go down. I mean, yeah, it could go down. But like I keep telling everybody, and don't worry, I will get to the super chats. Like I keep telling everybody, all these legacy guys. Oh, I'm so, you know what? I am a legacy guy. Toby cured me of this over a year ago. All these legacy guys have what I call the big short fantasy. They're like, well, I know things that retail doesn't know. I have the big secret. I have the secret spreadsheet. This is going to zero. So I'm going to short everything. I think that the resolution to this is everything's got to crash. I'm a genius. I'm going to go to the hedge fund cocktail party and brag about what a genius I am because I was short everything and retail got crushed and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, when you go to the hedge fund cocktail party, you realize everyone at the hedge fund cocktail party is doing the same thing. Doing the same thing. I mean, it's the first thing that occurs to me. And then I adjust myself because I'm in crypto. That's why I buy these shirts, right? I wear these shirts. So I'm like, hey, I'm in crypto now. I don't do any of that legacy BS anymore. It's the big long. It's not the big short. It's the big long. Crypto, Bitcoin was invented to vent the pressure in the system with. Okay. So if that doesn't make any sense, okay. What happens if everything in crypto that's built for the future of the internet and AI and money starts to trade like meme coins? Like the super chat, which is a good question, right? Is it too late? I don't know, man. Would you jump on a meme coin up 10%? Sure you would. 10% in a meme coin, that's before breakfast because it's going to 10x or 20x. Litecoin's a meme coin for fast money. Filecoin's a meme coin for data management. Bitcoin's a meme coin for hard money. ETH is a meme coin for running the internet and DeFi. Wait until the problem with the bank shows up. Wait until you see what these lenders like Clearpool. Forget about it. Right? Get eyes on Dent, Dino Telecommunications, 3 million in volume. Stellar could also go too. All these ISO 20022 coins that banks need to use. Hedera with an ETF. Oh my God. Algorand. Remember all this stuff? Stellar, XDC. All the digital cash solutions. I mean, if Decred went up, this is the first altcoin I ever learned about. If Decred smoked higher, any digital cash solution can smoke higher. Could Zcash go to 5 digits? Dude, Zcash is going to 5 digits. Is it going to 5 digits today? As bullish as I am, everybody who watches the show for years and years and years, I got made fun of for telling people that Zcash was the box of chocolates under the bed and hodl that thing. Okay, so Zcash is energy. The energy is going to move from Zcash into ETH. Arthur Hayes has 2 positions, basically, Zcash and ETH. It's going to go the energy, right? The leadership in equities. That's what you have. If sector leadership. The leadership is going to go from Zcash into ETH. Zcash will consolidate. We're looking at support levels. You know, that's going to be for Patreon only, right? We're going to be looking at the support levels where you want to buy Zcash. And who knows, you may not want to buy some of these coins until next year. I'm not that bearish on Zcash, but whatever moved Zcash is going to move the rest of the market. Altseason has been on for 2 weeks, longer than that, because you had altcoins indiscriminately moving. I don't know what everyone's definition of Altseason is. Okay, so Big Rich is looking for the render chart, dude. Render on Solana. Oh, God. You know, by the way, Filecoin and Render and the Graph are in Multicoin Capital's portfolio. Multicoin Capital is like one of the biggest hedge funds out there. They've been long that stuff forever. And everyone's going to tell me it's not going to go up. It's, this is one and done. No. Okay, so Render, here's the classic, right? This is a clinic. So LuxAlgo coming in with the momentum buy. Okay, this is Render Daily. So Render breaks out, right? The big candle. And then what it does is it comes back and retests the resistance on the same day. Then it kind of sits on the resistance, which is now support, and then boom. Like Dash did this all day long, right? Dash would wick up. We talked about this morning. Wick up, hold. Wick up, back down, hold. And then eventually explode. Explode. But some of these things got to their like monthly premium zones. If you go back to Render and you start looking at all this stuff on like a 4-hour chart, you got to remember 4 hours, that's like the long-term time frame of short-term time frames, right? I mean, Render, you had this little X symbol twice, which means slowing downside momentum. They kept selling it anyway. They sold it into this green bar, which is the discount zone. Sell, 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 sell again this morning and 2 days ago and again this morning. Let's just sell, 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 sell. Okay, so they gave up. They tried to break it. It didn't work. This little triangle was a reversal signal, and then boom, right? Artificial suppression thanks to Binance or whatever the liquidation was. Liquidation ends. Fed comes in. I mean, I was bullish. I couldn't even say that. People would have said, oh, shut up. You're being ridiculous. The Fed would come in 5 minutes after the forced selling from that, awful liquidation event where market makers and their books broke. They had to sell to cover holes in their balance sheet. And 5 minutes later, the Fed came in. God loves me. God really does love me. Because this morning, I'm like, okay, I'm finished. No one's ever going to listen to me again. I was right there with you. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know if I can get on the air today. Maybe I'll talk about Zcash. I was right there with you. Okay, will Ante recover or follow the airdrop doom? Okay. So this is probably a good time. I have not talked about this. I'm a huge fan of this project. Huge. But you know what I had to do with this? I had to let everybody, not the community. I had to let all the jeets and the dummies be stupid. So antivirus is a privacy project. That's what I call it. They've invented all these things that you can do, like buy a gift card, no one sees it, stuff like that. So what I had to do, and they were doing an airdrop for something called Matrix, which can't even be explained. It's so mind-boggling. It's like better than Monero with DeFi, meaning the ability to deposit collateral and get a private stable coin that nobody can see. Yeah. You know, Coinbase has, oh yeah, we have a private stable coin. But Uncle Sugar gets read-only access. Read-only. Okay. Skynet has read-only. Just as a side, do you know that your Wi-Fi router puts out like a radio signal and that Skynet can use that to map where you are in your apartment? Like, how are you going to cover your Wi-Fi router? We going back to hard lines. You got to protect yourself. So these guys with this huge track record of building all this stuff, they built all this stuff for antivirus, right? They built a large language model, bringing John McAfee back to life. Everybody got it. It was released after the Orange Man's meme coin. Elon Musk freaked out, looked at it, and was like, oh my God. You know, like his people at Twitter were like, oh, there's a dead guy talking. What is this? You know, so they couldn't market it. Because, you know, nobody's policies, understandably, I guess, knew what to do with a dead guy talking. And, you know, the token went way up and the token went to 3 million market cap. Okay. So it's just another dormant coin. And that coin did not participate in this privacy rally, even though I know for a fact nobody knows more about privacy than these guys. Like Zcash needs some fixes to be fully private. I mean, they've done huge upgrades. You know, like Monero is, of course, fully private, but it's not on Coinbase. It's tough. You know, you got to go to Kraken. You know, the wallets are not easy to use. Zach XBT has talked about this. These guys at Antivirus, this is like Janice McAfee. I've interviewed and met these people, and I know what they can do. They've done it. They've published a Medium article. They had 75 deliverables. They said, we're going to do this. And they did it. 75 times. I mean, there are coins with 100 million market caps. They haven't done anything. And then they come out with this airdrop, right? Where they give you a placeholder on Solana. Give you a placeholder. So Matrix is going to be its own blockchain, like Monero and Zcash. It's going to be its own thing. They're going to build it and release it in January. But as a courtesy to antivirus holders, they airdropped you a token, like it's like a coupon. The trades on Solana that will allow you to get, you know, for every one little coupon you got, they will let you get one of the new Matrix tokens. and they did an airdrop. And of course, all the Jeets bought antivirus to get the airdrop, dumped antivirus, and then dumped Matrix. With Zcash smoking higher, the antivirus people are having what I would call an XRP moment. Like when XRP had to sit at 50 cents and watch Solana 10x in 2024. Yeah, these guys are out of their mind. They're in more pain than the Monero people. Monero's like, hey, we're private. What about us? Even the Bitcoin Cash guys. The Bitcoin Cash had a half decent rally before Zcash, but they're like, what is this? How is the whole world moving and nobody knows more about this than we do? And let's get this. They have the main McAfee Twitter feed marketing it with 1 million followers. They have Janice, who is incredibly reputable with compelling stories about how everything McAfee said 5 years ago has come true. Okay. And Matrix, if you can believe it, Matrix, which I don't know, kind of woke up today, right? I'm going to show the chart. This has a fully diluted market cap of 1.9 million. Now, as everyone's asking me, oh, well, I missed it. I missed it. What am I going to do? Well, this is not investment advice, and this is a small cap, and you need to do your own research at antivirus.ai. You got to sort that out, find it, the Twitter and all that. But this has got a $1 million market cap, $2 million market cap. And when this thing comes out, people can be like, whoa, where was this? Yeah, they airdropped it to you. They airdropped it, and they dumped the airdrop on top of that. Now, what am I telling you? What is the moral of this story? I'm going to give it to you right now. 4 words. This market is stupid. Stupid. The negative price action has lobotomized everybody. Everybody. Everybody is in bear market mode. Everyone's like, the bear market is coming. Dude, we've been in the bear market since the Solana meme coin thing topped in 2024. March 2024, that was the end of the bull market. The election thing was like a pump and a dump. It was an adjustment in Bitcoin and everything else. ETH is where it was during FTX. ETH at FTX, ETH started at 3,200. Where's ETH now? 3,400. ETH was going to 10,000 6-8 weeks ago. No one's talking about it. Your base. You know what? I keep saying your base. I saw the guitar on her Twitter. Your base. Bill's Picks helped me pay my plumbing bill today. You're the man. Our customers are making money. Customers were in all these privacy coins, all of them. ZK Sync, Mina, Railgun. These things have been ripping. Just ripping. Sui. Great Toby Ward story. By the way, does anybody remember layer ones? You do realize that machines are going to be picking what layer ones they want, right? That's not going to be a human decision. So if you can figure out what the machines are going to use, which we have and we've talked about extensively in the YouTube member area, there, and it's in Patreon, it's everywhere. We publish it everywhere. So Sui, Big Rich asked Toby, what's Sui going to do? Is it going to go to $2 first or $3 first? She said $2. You got the DeMark. I'm sorry. You got the LuxAlgo buy signal. I haven't even gotten to DeMark. I don't even know how I'm going to do all this TA and not have this be a 4-hour live stream. And here's the kicker with Sui, right? It hasn't broken out yet. No one's like, oh, I missed it. Bro, what have you missed? Dude, the rails of the future. The rails of the future. You got a buy signal in here just like 4 hours ago. You're gonna get another. You're gonna get a dip or a little sideways thing because these bearish dinwits won't give it up. Great. Like these day trading types and these people telling me, oh yeah, you know, it failed at the 718, at the 786 fib number, and I got to get short. Okay, bro, how'd that work out today? You know, you went out to get a ham on rye and pick up your dry cleaning, and you were stopped out. You weren't at a bad price. This hasn't even broken out yet. It's going to $5. It's going to $5. You know, Diego is a happy member. By the way, these are the guys who are paying us already, are coming into Super Chat to thank us. Seriously. Right? Willimeter, we salute you. We salute the Spartans of Patreon. We salute the people who keep this channel running. By the way, you want to join up, man? Become a Spartan. Let's kick some butt together, man. This is not over. Yeah, how you know it's not over? The guys who hate crypto have been hoovering it up as the people who love crypto sell. JP Morgan clients been buying Bitcoin as everyone's been selling it. This guy hates crypto, and his clients, his wealth advisors, his portfolio managers, and don't forget these gigantic asset management groups. They have like mutual funds attached to these banks. Goldman, trillions. BlackRock has it too. Trillions under management. Why do you think BlackRock invented the Bitcoin ETF? So that they could get those ETFs into their funds. It's absolutely unbelievable, right? You're welcome for the super chat. Okay, everyone wants to know about Zcash. All things Zcash, let's review. All things Zcash. Man, Zcash, oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so vindicated in Zcash. Okay, so let's talk about it. So this is Zcash monthly. This takes out a lot of the giant spikes. So Zcash spiked up to 900. It came out at like 3,000. It got to the monthly premium zone on LuxAlgo. I was like, okay, time for this energy to move into the rest of the market, which could be Monero, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, everything, antivirus, all this stuff that I've been talking about. Notice, years of forced selling, years of people giving up on this thing. I've said the bigger the base, the higher in the space. This has been in the base for 7 years. So it can go up for 7 years. And that's the market update. Now, tactically, there still is some good news in Zcash, all right? First of all, on a DeMark chart, there's no sign of a top. None. There is resistance at 700, but there's no topping signal on this daily chart. None. I mean, you might have one in 5 days. People are going to buy the dip in Zcash. That's fine. You know, Zcash is going to 1,000. I don't know if it's going to 1,000 now. It may participate with the rest of the market, or it may make its top in 5 days by going sideways, and then it just moves to the rest of the market, right? The problem with Zcash is that you think you've missed something. Okay, maybe you missed the Zcash rally. Well, there'll be a Zcash rally next year, just as sure as God made little apples. Okay, and there's going to be a rally in the rest of this market as sure as God made little apples. Like, what happens if Bitcoin acts like Zcash? You think Bitcoin's going back down below 100? No way. No way. Okay, on a 4-hour chart, right? Okay, so this should have started. I did this on the market did this on the downside. So there was a support point. They did an overshoot. There was another support point. They did an overshoot. There was an even number like 100K. There was an overshoot. So on the downside, it was an overshoot of an overshoot of an overshoot. That's how extended they got. In Zcash, it should have stopped at 465. It should have stopped at 570, and it didn't. And it just kept right on going. But the thing is, on the 4-hour chart, there's no DeMark top yet. There might be in 2 days. But, you know, you got 3 more days. This thing may go back up or go sideways. Zcash go to 1,000. Now, I kind of hope it doesn't, because I want the rest of the market to go up. Don't worry about missing this. Okay? This is my opinion. Worry about missing this. I bought some of this. And I'm doing the trend is your friend. So in Bitcoin Cash, they were overshooting support with a 13 bottom. Okay. And, you know, this is a nice little mini rally. But what people don't realize is that this thing has been rallying. This thing rallied all summer from 260 to 600. Then it did a 38% retracement, A, B, C. Came down here to pay a little visit to support, just in case everybody thought. 3 wicks down to support. And now there's a lot of charts like this. I'm not saying this is the only chart like this, but gee, does this look familiar? This looks like Zcash right before it went to the moon. The whole market looks like this, by the way. The entire market. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's up 30%. I can't touch it. Bro. If you pull up like artificial super intelligence token, it's dead. Dead. It's just sitting down here. Like this 50% rally today. Can you even tell on a monthly chart? You can't even tell. And this has just been dead for so long. right? But there's your 13 bottom, your 0 on D wave, which means, you know, down, move over. After, of course, they all give up, right? We covered this morning, like on the Dash chart. You know, you do realize from great pain comes great opportunity. They were giving up. If you look at the way Dash moved, they absolutely gave up on that. They were just like, they couldn't sell it fast enough. Look at this. This was Dash in September. Please take it from me. I hate it. I hate it at 23. I hate it. I still hate it at 21. I hate it. I'll sell to you an even number of 20. And then, boom. You don't think this can happen in the rest of the market? Don't make me tell you again. And of course, Patreon, YouTube member area, we have been like, here's a list of coins. Here's a list of coins. Here's a sector. Here we go. Here we go. Here are the coins that are going to spike. It's all in there, man. It's all in there. And you know what? A lot of that, I'm just going to tell you right now, the spikes could occur after the coins take out the 10-day high. I don't even know if they've done that yet. Like, this may not have been the spike. It wasn't the spike in Dash or Zcash. Why is it different? It's not different. It's energy. This is a GAN thing, right? The energy that moved antivirus, the energy that moved Bitcoin to 120, the energy that moved ETH to 4,400 is still there. The energy doesn't go away. It just gets released at whatever particular time the market wants to do it. And I would say the time to do that is now. And if U.S. politics is about affordability, you realize 30% of Americans are not doing any holiday, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Someone asked the Orange Man about what Walmart was offering for Thanksgiving as a collective basket. Thanksgiving for 7 is now Thanksgiving for 2. 2 old people with indigestion, you know, it's that small, whatever. Okay. Stuff's not affordable. Department of Justice is after beef producers. Who's on your side? You are. How do you prosper? Like, you want to watch all this negativity all day? No. Or do you want to just buy a dump truck load of crypto? DeFi, AI, Web3. Does anybody remember Web3? Like, Toby's like reading thought leader books on Web3. What's that? What are we doing? Selling, bearish. One guy wrote in on the stream. I feel really bad for this guy. This guy is like, I'm lying in bed doing it in unconstructive activity all day. That's how effed up everyone is in this market. No. Get in Patreon, get in the YouTube member area, or watch every single thing I've said for the last week. Take a day off from work, right? It's kind of the same thing that you're listening to now. Only it's more powerful. Now, a word on technical analysis. When you have a fundamental shift, and this is very hard. It's hard for me, right? When you have a fundamental shift, all charts break. I had to deal with this in equities. They all break. So this is Bitcoin on a 4-hour chart. And you know what? There was no sign of a bottom here this morning. This is not a bottom. This said, you know, we had 2 more days of this thing getting smacked. So these guys who were talking about 92K, I'm like, I can't even look at this. Because it looked terrible. I mean, ETH looked okay. You know, ETH had the 13 bottom, right? It's gorgeous. This is gorgeous. But Bitcoin didn't look good. And sometimes they break the charts before they do a fundamental shift. Now, you're like, what's a fundamental shift? I learned this term from some guy, you know, he was the chief currency dealer at Swiss Bank. And, you know, every time this would happen, didn't happen that often. This guy would have like 3 cappuccinos and pace up and down the trading floor going, this is a fundamental shift. The whole thing, the whole way this market looks at life just changed. Fundamental shift, Solana, right on that DeMark point. Look at how many times they ran the stops. They overshot this thing and they were smashing it this morning. It looks perfect. But again, it was ironic. The Bitcoin chart broke. Look at this in XRP. Oh my God, gorgeous. 13 bottom. Okay, failed rally. 9 bottom. And then it's sitting right there at 240. And everyone is telling me that this can't go up. Everyone hating on this thing. It's a fun, Ripple's made like 3 deals. XRP is backed by a treasury company, effectively, that has 1,000 employees, and no one wants to touch this. No one wants to touch it. Everyone has forgotten about the value proposition of the big cryptos, probably because these larger players may still be selling it to recover their balance sheet. Well, guess what? Larry Fink, Goldman Sachs, Fidelity, Schwab, and all their customers will be happy to take it all from them. You guys got a bunch of crypto to go? Yeah, okay, we'll take all that. You got any more? No? Okay, we're going to go in an open market and start buying it. This is how Wall Street works, people. This is it. And you had more sector leadership. Like the tech part of crypto, somebody was asking me, what's the next Zcash? Some guy came on the stream this morning. He may have answered the question. Look at this. Okay, we had a list of coins that we put together after Amazon Web Services went down. Now, this is at its premium zone, but look at what happens when these dormant tech coins take off. You know what? It's not investment advice, but if I was long this and I suffered for all this time, I might be inclined to just leave this and see what they can do. Because you never know. They're like Zcash. This is what you got to get through your head. You're living on the Zcash planet. Captain Kirk has beamed you to a planet, okay, where everything trades like Zcash. Everything. You're in the Zcash planet. The Zcash planet. Here we go. So this was a portfolio. This is like what we do in a YouTube member area. Like Toby will pick them. Then I'll put them in a portfolio. Then I'll run them through a GAN model and get you like the top 3. So what coins did we like after Amazon Web Services failed? ICP, Theta for video. You're like, what's Theta? It's a Dino coin. Arweave, what's that? Filecoin, it's too late. No, it's not. It is not. Look at this. Oh my God, this is Filecoin. It was at 200. It's now at $2.96. I understand. I'm not making fun of you. I understand you think it's too late. You look at the price action and you're like, oh my God, I can't buy this. Actually, you can. You can. They gave you a dip today. They're still giving you a dip. Dude, this come a point where there won't be a dip. You'd be begging for a dip. It's like Zcash. Like, oh my God, I missed it. Where's the dip? I understand. I felt the same way. I'm like, I didn't have enough Zcash. I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough. I didn't. Right. And again, if you look at this, if you look at these coins, this is not rocket science. I mean, we will help you. We have additional coins. What about virtuals? This was a $5 billion coin. $5 billion. Right? We have a top 5. We even have the asset allocation, not investment advice. We have the asset allocation for all this stuff. Okay. The rot in equities. Somebody's talking about breadth in equities. Breadth with a BREADTH. You realize that most of the stock market has been going down for the last 2 months. You had 130 stocks at one point make new 52-week lows. So not go up all the way down and new lows. This is like a week ago. Like the asset allocation that needs to move from equities into crypto. So you have sludge that never went up. That's not going back up because of the economy. That has to rotate into crypto. And then you have all this magnificent 7. I call them the spenders. Somebody calls them the spenders. Like they bid DRAM prices in memory up to the roof. Indiscriminate spending. They should be doing indiscriminate spending on crypto. And you know what? That's next. Why do you think Galaxy Digital and all these places gave money to Ripple at a $50 billion market cap? Circle got to $60 billion. Ripple isn't even public yet. Everyone hates XRP in the institutional world, yet Galaxy Digital gave them a lot of money at a very high market cap. along with 4 other venture capital companies and a hedge fund, Brevan Howard. Why? Because Silicon Valley is going to realize that we bought everything except a cryptocurrency for our Skynet ecosystem or for our metaverse or whatever. 60 billion? What's 60 billion between friends in the AI world? You had one group of characters borrow 30 billion in one bond offering. You got another group of characters talking to the orange man at a dinner about spending $600 billion. It's one company. Most of these crypto projects have market caps of like 25 million. It's a joke. It's a joke. How long do you think it's going to take before somebody comes in and goes, yeah, you know, maybe I don't know if we can build as much data centers as we need to. What do we got in the decentralized world? What do we got? I mean, I'm just telling you right now, like I use like Google Gemini, helps me with like titles and thumbnails. I detect overt hostility towards like picking and helping find digital assets. Like the news is incredible how they find out what's really going on out there. But, you know, Silicon Valley has not only not bought crypto, in some ways, they're still hostile towards crypto. Well, because they can't control it, which is where you come in, right? It's like, hey, do you want to read the bad news or do you want to read the good news? The good news about what happened in New York City is that you better be self-sovereign. You don't know who's going to knock on your door. You don't know. Could be the authorities. Could be a group of people who don't like you because of the street you live on or what you look like. You don't know. Could you put a thumb drive in your pocket, get on an airplane and leave? Just walk out the door. Could you do that tomorrow? You got access to nothing except the thumb drive. Could you do that? You got it on your phone? If the answer is no, like, why do you think everyone's after Zcash? People have not figured this out. Crypto Crazy, thank you for all the hard work. Bill, Toby, and no one works harder than the Eagle King. Okay. Haven Peck says, Bill, I was in the Air Force. I retired, bought crypto. I know nothing about Wall Street, but what you and James tell me. Folks, that's why we're here. You know, I was at Wall Street for 30 years. I got the battle marks to prove it. Crypto Princess did a kind of, 40-minute interview with me about, my story. Yeah, you can listen to that after you join Patreon and get the coins that you need, or listen to Toby on the YouTube member area. We did a 10-minute video. Like I said, grandma and grandpa picking the coins right there for you, right online, 10-minute video. But if you want to read how I got here, that's how I got here. And frankly, our model is better than everyone else's model. This BS where it's like, oh, I'm going to read the news to you. Oh, I'm going to give you some XRP engagement for me. Oh, I'm going to take a picture of me at the gym. Yeah, guess what, people? Skynet's going to be doing all that in 6 months. We're doing research and podcasts, a man and a woman talking about crypto. I was at Wall Street, and she's got clairvoyant abilities plus 3 years of crypto training. Skynet's going to have to get up really early in the morning to beat that. They may get us, but they're going to have to work really hard. Really hard. Really hard. I mean, we got fictional books. We got fictional books that she uses inside a model of her own to help her find the future of Web3 cryptos. Like this thing that just launched on Coinbase, Truth or trust? Like, how are you going to know what's true unless it's on the blockchain? Everyone's like, oh, it's fake. It's everything that comes out at Grok. Is this real? Or you see something and you go, oh yeah, that's obviously AI. It's fake. Like, there's a war on the truth. So how are you going to have truth without the blockchain? How are you going to know? Like, if somebody creates a character, like what's in the Virtuals universe, like Virtuals can verify whatever character or agent it creates. And I still don't fully understand it. The good news is that my guys in Patreon do. But, that has to be on a blockchain. That was Virtual's original proposition. Like a character, an agent, a something, a creature, a character, a something verified on a blockchain. That, in my mind, is worth billions. The verification, actually what it is. People don't understand this. And of course, there's that ZK privacy thing, right? Like, go to a bar, scan your QR code. It lets you into the bar without giving your data to some server in some giant data center that Skynet uses to do what? I don't know. Do what? I don't know. You put in, and I've said this, people are going to tell me that they can't buy crypto for whatever reason. You're going to say that until you see what happens when you take a standard robot operating system and then insert an LLM. This is why antivirus, this is why I refuse to give up on the project. They're going to stick that John McAfee LLM inside of a robot, and McAfee lives again, literally. He's going to take Janice out to dinner. It's going to happen. He's going to get interviewed on Joe Rogan. The antivirus is kind of like also the meme. They have all kinds of utility attached to the token, but can't wait for the meme of the first talking robot that is highly skeptical of sovereigns and big tech. Can't wait. What are you going to do? You're going to shut off a robot? Turn off the internet? What are you going to do? There's no way. There's no way. They couldn't, and they've put everything that McAfee ever says. I mean, it's unbelievable. I can't even go through it. It would be obnoxious. Cartoons, fictional cartoons. They put everything he ever recorded on TikTok. He recorded it inside this like tinfoil thing to keep signals out so they couldn't find him. And he's just telling you. And you listen to him now, you're like, oh yeah, I knew that. But in 2018, he was a complete wacko. No one listened. That's how you know you're right. When your friends are DMing you on Twitter going, bro, what the hell are you talking about? Stop it. I'm selling. I'm selling every rally. Yeah. Okay. You sold every rally. Now it's up 20%. Now you have to figure out what to do next. I'd be happy to help. Richard Barry in the house. What's up? Scrappy, the great Santini, Philip. So glad I DCA'd yesterday. Chris Hamburg hit us with some low cap alpha. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. I can't do this the way Toby does it, but like this is the privacy universe over the last month. Okay, so Zcash obviously up massively. Dusk, a layer one, only up 18%. Okay, this was the small cap that we gave people. Rail. Mina only up 9% over the last month. I believe that's a privacy layer two. Thala, DPIN, down. Move, owned by the Orange Man, down. This is all in the privacy sector. Ridiculous. Zen up 72%. That's a lot, but it's on Coinbase. Do you have any idea? Truth up here. You got any idea what happens when normies hit Coinbase? How long do you think it's going to take? Verify anything, reveal nothing. Arthur Hayes' longness. You know what Toby said when I asked her about the portfolio? She's been saying this for a week. You know what she said? No cash. Get fully invested. Fully. Now, the next thing you need to be looking at, and again, the professional, as in Toby, will do this, right? Decentralized finance. Decentralized finance over the last month. What do you see here? Blood. Everyone's like, I missed it. Missed what? All of this stuff is down. It might even be down over the week. Let me see. Yeah, it's all red. Now, of course, you want to take a look at whatever is up to state the obvious. Okay, but this is all destroyed. Jupiter down 13%. That's a part of the Solana 7, which is in the Patreon store. So if you're wrecked, I have the 7 coins for Solana for like $17. I mean, are you going out to lunch tomorrow? Well, okay. Make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and buy the Solana 7 in the Patreon store. How about that? How about tuning in when Toby Ward gets on and just literally picks these live. That's what we do on the YouTube member podcast. Find me a crypto podcast where somebody picks small caps live on a regular basis. SEI down 37%. Clearpool, a lender, down 47% over the last month. Okay, did okay today. Over the last month, destroyed. JTO, Solana staking, Moonwell, DeFi on base. You know, and then if you go over here, right, and you start looking at, say, 700 to 800 market cap, you might actually find some things that used to be higher on the market cap chart. CGPT, we find interesting. ZKC, Truth. Let me see what ZKC is. Is this ZK Sync? I don't think it's Zk. The future of compute begins here. We have looked at this. Okay, you get the point. This is what we do in the YouTube member area. Cisco wants to look at TAO. How is TAO not going up? Decentralized chat GPTs. Matter of fact, TAO was going up. Again, another sector leading indicator. You need to get your head around things like dispersion, things going up while other things are going down. Sector leadership. What is leading the market? What goes up before everything else does? In equities, it used to be small caps and broker-dealer stocks used to go up. Okay? Before the main equities would rally. So Elliott wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 wave could be absolutely epic. Like if you go to Zcash, this will be the cure for your FOMO in Zcash, I think. So, I mean, you have multiple 5-wave signals. Obviously, you have a lot of FOMO here, but you have 5-wave signals here. Now, that doesn't mean Zcash is not going up more or they can't attack whatever they want to attack, but this is the final advance, and this is an example of what can happen in a 5-wave, right? The question was about TAO, and TAO is going to act like Zcash. You're going to ask me, what about my coin? And my answer is it's going to act like Zcash. It's going to act like Zcash. Zcash is energy into the market. It's like an energy drink for the market. Everyone's telling me it's a bear market, and you have a major Bitcoin fork with a privacy feature doing a 20x. Okay, bro. You can just go right on, keep telling me that. I'm going to live stream until I'm blue in the face, saying the opposite. And like I told people, the door is over here, right? There's the door. Carry me out. Carry me out. Carry me out. I'm not getting off of this. I'm not. And ETH is still at 3,400. What a joke. What a joke. Jim Simons is in Brazil. The Verge XVG. The bigger the base, the higher into space. Note these buy signals from LuxAlgo, right? And then a lot of times after you get these momentum buy signals, stuff goes sideways. And I don't even know what this is, but I do know that if it's got any fundamental value and you get caught sleeping with it, gone sleeping on it, you're going to miss out. Because Web3 is here and nobody even knows what Web3 is. Ondo, downward sloping wedge, 5-wave in, bear market over. You know who's going to take advantage of this? BlackRock. BlackRock. Because they make an announcement and this is gone. You know, if you go to like total crypto market cap. Harry is like Dino Privacy Coin. Okay. Total crypto market cap. They mercilessly sold right into support. Mercilessly sold it. They destroyed the whole market. They wiped out everything they did since July. XPR and Myra, please, from Australia. So the good news is when I'm right, I get quieter. Same thing, man. Right? 5 wave. Like LuxAlgo puts it in, breaks out at the bottom of the formation, and then it just goes that way. And again, if you look at a 4-hour chart of any of this stuff, XPR Proton, the only ones with a banking license. Yeah, this stuff's everywhere, bro. It's everywhere. Like the thing about crypto that's funny is that crypto has been building and building and building and building and building for 5 years. And now they're going to start using it because you have sovereigns behaving badly. You have problems in banks. Uncle Sugar is closed. You know, legacy is absurdly overvalued. I mean, they were just selling this. Look at the give up trade. This red on red. Please take my crypto. I don't want it anymore. The graph at the discount zone, buy signal. It goes up. Bag holders sell. Short sellers come after it. Boom. This is another oracle on multi-coin capital. If you don't know what an oracle is, it's data management for DeFi, for whatever, for AI. Okay. I think you get the point. The upside targets for November, if Zcash Energy penetrates the market, are in the Patreon Platinum chat. I made it super easy. You don't have to go to a report. You have to find collection. It's like if everything trades like, if the big caps trade like Zcash, here's where you're going to be at the end of November. And, you know, a search as to like, you know, what's an upside target for XRP? The only one that was out there was like $13. $13. Now I realize you're doing XRP engagement farming by suggesting double-digit XRP, but Zcash moved up the charts from what? It's like 70 market cap to 50 to 17. You couldn't have a rapid change in valuation in XRP. There's no news about there. The only thing that's out there on, you know, I don't know if it's 13, but no one's talking about 7. No one's talking about 5. There's no talk. There's XRP engagement farming, but there's no research. There's no price target. What happens when these big cryptos, you know, one more chart. I can't control myself, is MicroStrategy. So I realize this guy has a lot of instruments. I realize that, you know, you may be, you know, but look at this, right? The 5 wave MicroStrategy should have stopped at 293, but they had to do the giga give up trade and take it down to 220. They had to just annihilate this. Who's going to buy 700,000 Bitcoin? Who's going to buy 700,000 Bitcoin? Nobody. Look at people heaving this. Now, I get it. You know, you're better off with Bitcoin, but come on, man. If you look at the weekly chart of this, okay, just take the whole rally in MicroStrategy, right? First of all, you have a square range. I mean, can you imagine what this guy's going to sound like if Bitcoin takes out its all-time high at 120 quickly? Like I said, Zcash Energy, right? And this is the guy who invented, this is like, I mean, Gann talks about it. Gann talked about it a long time ago, but Michael Saylor's picked up on it. You have a square range. And now let's just, I don't know, let's just like do the fib retracement stuff. There you go. So MicroStrategy does a 62% retracement perfectly to 223. So the rally started in October of 2023, and they did a 62% retracement to 218. And LuxAlgo only draws the wave counts when they're over. So in the meantime, you kind of have to improvise. So I'll improvise. 1, 2, 3, very emotional. 4, 1,000. It's going to go from 200 to 1,000. Like here's your perfect ABC correction. And what's unbelievable about crypto equities is that a lot of these stocks that kind of embraced AI as a component of their data centers, and I've been saying that they were undervalued for years down here, they all exploded. Wolf went from 4 to 16. This is a 4x. So crypto equities can 4x, but MicroStrategy can't. Is that what you're telling me? Okay. Okay, bro. You know, HUT, what was always a mix between AI and crypto, went from 16 to 56. Sector leadership, like crypto equities were doing better than crypto for months. A leading indicator. It's like gold stocks moving before gold. Very typical. Very typical. Warren Buffett only buys the junior small cap gold stocks. Small caps lead large caps. Large caps lead the commodity itself. And what's ironic is, again, the best stock of all, MicroStrategy, because no one's buying 700,000 Bitcoin. And Harry is right about Doge. Toby hates meme coins, hates them. He's been saying you buy the tech part of crypto for 2 years. Very unpopular. Very. The only one she likes is Doge. Why? Because it's money. See, Big Mouth Bob thinks Sailor is done. As soon as you see Sailor is, I was thinking you were going to see it. If Bitcoin closed below 99K, we would start the whole Sailor's going to get liquidated thing. You know, his average price for 2025 is 114K, and he doesn't care because he's taking massive heat before. He took advantage of all the FOMO to raise money, to buy Bitcoin, took the heat because he bought, his average price in 2021 was like 47K. And then it went to 16 and stayed there for 6 months after FTX. Do you think he cares? You're crazy. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. He doesn't care, right? And then when Bitcoin is through the targets that I put in Patreon at the end of November, he's going to look like a genius again. And Tom Lee is laughing like, oh, I was listening to this goofball on Twitter like, oh, Tom Lee's losing sleep. Tom Lee can't sleep. Tom Lee is like laughing. I know I said I was going to stop, and I got to get off of here. The Ego King is going to, it's like, dude, this is going to be a 4-hour live stream. Okay. So you can tell me all about how Tom Lee is losing sleep when you look at ETH inside of a monthly chart, and ETH has done basically nothing for 5 years. Like the next Fibonacci circle point is at 6,000. Is at 6,000, right? That's where ETH could be in January. That's what these lines, I use Fibonacci math to do long-term price predictions. In January, ETH should be at 6,000. And what exactly is scaring Tom Lee about this square range? I call it the synthetics formation. I tell this story about when Token Metrics first introduced their software, and BitBoy and we were all on the air looking at what it had at the top. Now, it is a momentum system, but it does understand what 2 waves are. And synthetics had this like little square formation, just like what I just showed you in ETH, and it exploded. Just exploded. Like ETH is probably going to 10,000, 6, 7 minimum. You imagine? Oh, we're not having alt season. You're right. You don't have alt season because ETH hasn't exploded. You imagine what happens when ETH goes? You have all these hyper suppressed altcoins that, by the way, no one knows. No one owns. This is like what goes up. This is the conclusion, and I'm done. What goes up? What everyone hates, what no one owns, and it's hard to buy. In this case, no one wants to go to Coinbase and buy the Dino coins because they're in the trenches. I'm in the trenches. Yeah, okay. You're in the trenches. BlackRock and Schwab investors and everybody and their brother is going to be on Coinbase, just indiscriminately FOMOing in. I got a call from a guy I know in security who came over here from the Middle East, who just, heard me talk about crypto, text me, and he goes, "Is now a good time to invest in ETH?" Like, yeah, ETH's down a lot. You got to be careful. He's like, "Oh, good. This guy knows nothing. Watched a couple market updates. Knows nothing." He said, "Oh, it's down. Oh, good." Normies who don't know anything have an advantage over all these fancy pants mutual funds, all the crypto people in the trenches, because they're all short, leveraged short until today. Now they got no position and they don't know what to do. I do, and so do you. And our Patreon members, long, strong. And then Toby Ward's going to come out with all new stuff. She's going to come out with a huge Web3 lecture. It's just, forget about it. We are ahead of the curve. We're still ahead of the curve. We're going to stay ahead of the curve. That's the market update for today. Please come visit us. I will see you tomorrow morning or soon.